Welcome back, champions. Today, we unravel the mystery of Taoism, the ancient way of living in harmony with the universe. Prepare to align your spirit and ignite a deep inner lust to make positive changes in your life as we explore how this philosophy, rooted in simplicity, humility, and alignment with nature, guides us toward true harmony. What is Taoism? It is not merely a set of beliefs or a rulebook for existence. It is an art, a living, breathing force. Taoism, or the Way, seeks to dissolve the boundaries we create between ourselves and the universe. 𝐷𝐿𝐼, the sage and author of the foundational text Tao Te Ching, described Tao as the uncarved block, pure, natural, and unrefined. It is both the origin of all things and the guiding principle of life. To grasp Taoism is to realize that it is a journey rather than a destination. The core of Taoism lies not in achieving some monumental victory, but in embracing life as it is, a constantly shifting, ever-changing force. It is not about mastering the world, but aligning with it. Taoism invites us to let go of the need to control and instead find power in yielding to the flow of existence. The Tao, like the universe itself, does not demand force. It merely is, and we are invited to be part of its eternal rhythm. To live by Tao is to embrace this flow, to relinquish the futile struggle against life's currents and find strength in adaptability. It teaches us that harmony is not achieved by domination or resistance, but by yielding and understanding. The Tao does not force itself upon us, yet it shapes everything around us. It is in our surrender to this truth that we can find peace. Yet Taoism is not a call to passive existence. To walk the way requires courage and discipline. Imagine 𝐷𝐸𝐽𝐬𝐧, a revered Taoist philosopher, painting vivid stories of transformation. He once spoke of a butcher who, over years of practice, mastered his craft to such precision that he needed no force to carve meat. This was not mere skill, but alignment with Tao, effortless action, or Wu Wei. Wu Wei is a concept often misunderstood. It does not mean doing nothing. It means acting without contrivance. It is the dance of life where every step is instinctive, yet deliberate. In the Taoist tradition, Wu Wei asks us to cease trying to manipulate life, and instead, to engage with it in a way that feels natural, fluid. Think of the moments in your life when you have achieved something without force, when you have been in the zone, moving effortlessly, as if everything was unfolding exactly as it should. That is the embodiment of Wu Wei. This alignment with the natural flow of things is not about being passive. It's about being fully present and responsive to the world around you. It is the realization that our struggle comes not from the world's resistance to us, but from our resistance to the world. We do not fight the winds, we adjust our sails. In doing so, we tap into an inherent power that does not require force, but is driven by understanding. But how do we bring this ancient wisdom into our modern lives? Let us step into the teachings of humility and simplicity. Taoism reminds us to shed the weight of ego and complexity, to return to the essence of who we are. 𝐷𝐿𝐼𝐧 tells us, "He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough." In a world that glorifies excess, this is a radical act. Simplicity is not about renouncing the material world, but about clearing away the distractions that keep us from our true selves. It's the art of focus, removing the unnecessary so that we can fully engage with what matters most. In Taoism, we are encouraged to look beyond the surface and seek the deeper truths of life. This simplicity is not a rejection of the world, but a return to it in its purest form. When we embrace simplicity, we open ourselves to clarity. The clutter of modern life, our desires, our ambitions, the distractions that pull us in every direction, begins to fade, and in its place, we find clarity. We become more attuned to the natural rhythms of the world and the wisdom they offer. 𝐷𝐿𝐽𝐬 says, "The more that laws and regulations are given prominence, the more thieves and robbers there will be." Simplicity leads us back to what is real, to the authentic experiences that allow us to feel alive and aligned. We must also embrace humility. In Taoism, greatness lies not in elevating oneself, but in serving others. The great Tao flows to the lowliest places, nourishing all it touches. When we strip away our need for recognition and embrace humility, we align with this flow. This is not submission, it is power. The power to connect, to uplift, to lead with authenticity. Humility does not mean thinking less of ourselves. It means thinking of ourselves less. By focusing on the needs of others, we can transcend the limitations of ego and align ourselves with a higher purpose. True greatness in Taoism is not about striving to be more than others, but in serving and nurturing the world around us. In this, we find a deeper kind of strength, a strength that is not built on personal gain, but on the collective well-being of all. Let us pause here and reflect. How often do we resist change because it challenges our identity? How often do we cling to certainty, fearing the unknown? Taoism teaches us to release this grip, to trust in the unfolding of life. The universe is not chaotic. It is a masterpiece in motion. By aligning with its rhythm, we become creators of harmony rather than prisoners of our own making. Imagine a mirror, clear and undistorted. It reflects everything without judgment, without attachment. This is the Taoist ideal of perception. 𝐷𝐿𝐽𝐬 once said, "When the mind is clear, the way becomes clear." To see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be or as we fear it might be, is to live in truth. Clarity is the foundation of mastery. When our minds are clouded with judgment or attachment, we are unable to perceive the world clearly. Taoism invites us to clear away the mental clutter, to let go of preconceived notions, and to see things as they truly are. This is the path to mastery. Mastery of self, mastery of our reactions, mastery of the world around us. But mastery does not come easily. It demands patience and resilience. The Taoist path is not one of instant gratification. It is a slow, deliberate unfolding, like a seed growing into a mighty tree. Each step we take toward alignment with Tao is a step toward freedom. Freedom from fear, from greed, from the illusions that cloud our minds. This transformation requires a deep understanding of the self. To live in harmony with Tao is to understand the true nature of our own being. We must come to terms with our weaknesses and our strengths, our desires and our fears, and through this acceptance find a path forward. 𝐷𝐿𝐽𝐬𝐬 said, "Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom." The Taoist path is not about acquiring knowledge of the world, but about acquiring knowledge of ourselves. Taoism also asks us to relinquish the illusion of control. How often do we waste energy trying to dictate outcomes only to find ourselves frustrated? The way reminds us that control is an illusion. True power lies in adaptability, in moving with the currents of life rather than against them. It is in this yielding that we find our greatest strength. The Taoist journey is about unlearning what we have been taught about success, power, and control. It is about shedding the layers of expectation and stepping into the present moment. When we relinquish our need to control, we open ourselves to the flow of life. We no longer feel the weight of struggle, but the lightness of being in tune with the universe. As we draw closer to the essence of Taoism, let us remember the words of 𝐷𝐿𝐽𝐬𝐬. "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." This step is not grand or dramatic. It is the quiet choice to live in harmony with the way. It is the decision to let go of what no longer serves us, to embrace the flow of life, and to act with integrity and purpose. The teachings of Taoism are not distant relics of the past. They are living truths, as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. By embracing the way, we do not escape the challenges of life. We transcend them. We become like the river, flowing effortlessly yet with unstoppable force. So, I invite you to take this wisdom and let it shape your path. Let it inspire you to live with clarity, courage, and compassion. If this resonates with your soul and stirs your mind, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel, not just for the algorithm, but for yourself, for the conscious choice to seek knowledge and strength. And explore our other videos to deepen your understanding of ancient wisdom and develop your mastery. Until next time, champions, stay strong and stay committed to your path.